Here's when the next Xbox is launching. What's up, y'all? I'm Ray, and this is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we get on and we talk about Xbox stuff, the latest news, rumors, games, accessories, everything going on in the world of Xbox. I want to make sure that you are Xbox ready. So we are once again in an Xbox is dead news cycle again, ever since Microsoft revealed their quarterly earnings report from the back half of 2025, and it wasn't looking good for Xbox across a number of metrics. Wait, actually... I like this one. Microsoft admit Xbox is dead. But wait, hold on. It's spelled correctly in the title, though. This is so confusing. Microsoft admits Xbox is dead, but for the thumbnail, I don't know. Maybe they ran out of space. So lots of discourse popping up about, oh, Xbox is gonna die. Not necessarily the company. Somebody's got to make Call of Duty, right? But specifically, Xbox consoles are gonna die. Which, that makes sense considering the Series X and S consoles aren't selling very well. Xbox themselves has said that they're gonna go and focus more on PC and cloud gaming. I would not fault you if you believed that Xbox was going to stop making actual consoles. And maybe it will happen someday. I don't know, crazier things have happened, but it's not gonna happen anytime soon, at least according to AMD. Let me explain. Xbox has a multi-year partnership with AMD. They're working on chips to power their next-gen lineup. Sarah Bond announced last year and said specifically that they're working on chips that will power a variety of devices, like ones in your living room, ones in your hand. How's that going, by the way? Well, according to a CEO over at AMD, pretty well, because on this earnings call that they just did, she confirmed two things. Number one, that the Steam machine is on track to release early 2026, early this year. And also that work on the chip that's powering the next Xbox is progressing well enough to release in 2027. Now, this is a little later than some people were hoping. Some people are out here saying that we're gonna get the next Xbox as soon as 2026. So 2026 seems to be out the window for a release date for the next Xbox, but 2027 still a little bit earlier than the previous year that we were working with, which was 2028. That was from these documents that came out of the FTC's investigation of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Now, this is assuming that everything is gonna be cool by 2027, and this is not gonna ruin it all. I'm talking about AI, if you can't tell that this is generated by AI. Lots of rumors floating around saying that the next generation, the PlayStation 6, the next Xbox, could be delayed as late as 2030. But assuming that everything chills out, what can we expect from the next Xbox console in 2027? First of all, if it's on track to launch in 2027, it is entirely possible that they could reveal this thing as soon as this year, and what better time to do it than at their annual June showcase. Recently, we've seen them do 3 hardware reveals at the June showcase. One for the Carbon Black Series S, another for like the triple lineup that they did of the revamped Series S, the white Series X, and the Carbon Black console. And then, of course, last year when they revealed the Xbox Ally handhelds. Showing off a crazy new console and an anniversary year for Xbox could absolutely supercharge a show that's already supposed to be pretty strong. Let's talk features. A lot of the talk about the next Xbox is that it's going to be, well, less like the Xboxes that we've come to know over the past 25 years and more like a gaming PC that you can plug into your TV. This stems mostly from a report that Jez Corden wrote up last year, saying that the next Xbox is going to be powered by Windows and support multiple storefronts. He says he got these details around the same time Xbox, or his sources, filled him in about Project Kennen, which turned out to be the Xbox handhelds. Now, say what you want about Jez Corden, and oh, I don't believe him, he's been wrong in the past, blah, 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 but he was pretty much spot on for Project Kennen, the Xbox Ally handhelds. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume that these other things that he's talking about for Project Magnus, the next Xbox, that they're also accurate. His reports are also consistent with what Xbox themselves are saying when they put up that announcement saying that we're partnering up with AMD to power our next-gen consoles. They literally said that the next Xbox is going to support multiple storefronts. It says it right here. This is like the little creator blurb info packet that was sent out to all of us. Couple that with the work that they're doing to have games from other launchers show up in the Xbox PC app, I think it's safe to assume that you'll be able to access your Steam library BattleNet, whatever other launcher that you want on the next Xbox, much like you can on a regular PC. The store VP and general manager of Epic Games, Steve Allison, said specifically, hey, I know that we're not on the Xbox Ally X right now, but we're definitely going to be on the next-gen Xbox, unless something radically changes, because they've said that we're welcome on whatever hardware that they put out. I know a lot of people are waiting on Steam to be confirmed for the next Xbox. That's the big one, but it's still kind of crazy to see that this Epic and Xbox partnership is real in some way, because years ago when Phil Spencer floated the idea of the Epic Game Store being on an Xbox console, not a lot of people took him seriously, and now it seems like it's going to be a reality, at least for the next Xbox. But just because the next Xbox is going to be a gaming PC and most likely run the PC versions of those games, Xbox doesn't want you to worry. Unlike the Xbox Ally handhelds that only run PC versions of the game, they can't run console versions. In that same AMD announcement, they went out of their way to say that your existing Xbox library will be compatible with these next-gen Xboxes, which was a huge point of contention for a lot of especially legacy Xbox fans. No one wants to buy an Xbox that can't play all of the Xbox games that they've bought either this generation or in the past.
All while maintaining compatibility with your existing library of Xbox games.
Jez has also said that the next Xbox is going to be powered by a full-bore version of Windows. Those are his words. Kind of like what we're seeing today with the Xbox Ally handhelds. You boot up and you launch and play your games through the Xbox full-screen experience, which was meant to be a stripped-down version of Windows that focuses specifically on the games, cuts out all the crap. But because it is still powered by Windows, you're able to put the full screen experience on hold and boot out to a regular desktop and use it like you would a PC. I'm not super crazy about this approach, especially after they revealed the new cloud gaming dashboard and how it looks on the Xbox Ally X. I would much rather them go with a full-on Windows gaming OS similar to what Steam is doing with their own product. But I don't know, it sounds like Microsoft is just absolutely hell-bent on forcing Windows where no one wants it. So hopefully the teams at Xbox can figure it out. I know that they're working on it. I'm hopeful. The word on the street is that they've set up like actual task teams specifically to deal with this problem, make sure that Windows is awesome for gaming versus like, I don't know, breaking it like some reports are saying. I know that they're working on it and they've already made some really awesome progress on the Xbox Ally handheld. So I'm hopeful. I'm curious to see what they cook up. Outside of that, we know that these AMD chips are going to lean heavily into AI and machine learning. At this point in time, we don't know exactly how those processes are going to be leveraged just yet, but we're going to see a pretty interesting preview on the Xbox Ally X specifically this year when they start rolling out features like automatic super resolution and advanced shader delivery. The one that you're probably going to be the most interested in is automatic super resolution. This is a process that Xbox intends to use to upscale your games on an OS level. It'll use the NPU and the AMD chip that's in the Xbox Ally X to boost frame rates, improve visuals, and it's supposed to do all of that without the developer doing anything extra to support it. At this point in time, it kind of sounds too good to be true, but this could be a step forward and mitigating this problem that we keep seeing of, oh, a game releases, sometimes very big budget AAA games, and they're terribly optimized for sometimes months on end. Of course, developers shouldn't rely on something like automatic super resolution, but it's a nice little fail-safe to have, especially for those newer games. Automatic super resolution is supposed to be compatible with all DirectX games, so no problem having this on the next Xbox or whatever it's going to look like. And because it's using the NPU to upscale, it frees up the GPU for other tasks. And while advanced shader delivery isn't nearly as sexy as something like automatically upscaling your games to make them look awesome, it's going to be something that we really appreciate, especially as console guys. See, if you've been playing games on your Xbox console your whole life, you've never had to wait for shaders to compile before you start playing whatever game you're playing. Sometimes it's super quick, sometimes I'm waiting there for a while. Advanced shader delivery is supposed to mitigate stuff like that by drastically reducing shader compilation stutter and pre-compiling shaders in the cloud and delivering them during installation. Again, these are features that we're going to start seeing as soon as this year on the Xbox Ally X. And obviously, the next Xbox is going to be a proper console, well, a proper PC console hybrid. So we can assume that it's going to be much more powerful than a handheld gaming PC. And if that's the case, the possibilities really are endless. Not only automatic super resolution, advanced shader compilation, but so many other things that they can introduce and mess around with the power of the next Xbox. This would keep the next Xbox consistent with everything that Xbox leadership is hyping it up to be. This next level performance, cutting edge graphics, breakthrough gameplay, and unmatched compatibility. All of that sounds cool, but that brings us to the final thing that we can expect from the next Xbox. We're gonna be paying probably a lot for it. I don't want to put a hard number on it right now because obviously a lot can change with like whatever's going on in the global economy at any given time. Tariffs, trade wars, RAM shortages, war, famine, all the standard stuff. But even assuming that the next Xbox is gonna come out in 2027 because we've beaten the RAM shortages, everyone is happy. With everything that we're seeing right now with the price of the Xbox Ally X, we're looking at another $1,000 plus Xbox console. That might deter a lot of people from buying that specific model. Absolutely, yes, as we've seen with the Xbox Ally X, but that doesn't mean that people aren't gonna buy it. When it comes to tech, people have no problem shelling out a bunch of money like that. This next Xbox with these AI features, with these multiple storefronts, PC console hybrid, whatever, it's gonna be on the pricier side. It's gonna be more on the niche hobbyist kind of category. But that doesn't mean, well, if I want a new Xbox, I'm gonna have to spend a minimum of $1,000. Remember what they were saying in that original AMD announcement. We're not just talking about one Xbox here, we're talking about multiple, at the very least two. If we're going off the literal words that Sarah Bond is saying in that video, she mentions a console for the living room. I can assume the one that we're all talking about, the flagship expensive one that's gonna have all this cool stuff and storefronts on it, and then one in our hands. I can only assume that means they're making their own handheld Xbox. And if they're going out of their way to make multiple units, why not throw in a cheaper option like they've been doing over the past couple of generations? Xboxes always come in twos. They have the big daddy one and they got the little brother one. They even did it for the Xbox Ally handhelds. They got the black one, they got the white one. I can easily see them doing something similar for this next gen lineup. That being said, I don't think we're ever going to see Series S pricing anymore. I mean, the Series S isn't even priced like a Series S anymore. If they can figure out a way to make the handheld more of like a dockable console so I can hook it up to my TV, that could slot into the place of that like cheaper Xbox console, maybe, because, well, like we're saying, they have $600 to $1,000 handhelds right now with Asus. No matter what though, it's shaping up to be an exciting year for Xbox. We know that there are some bomb-ass games on the way like Fable, like Forza Horizon 6, and with this recent news, we know that there's some new consoles to look forward to. Actual Xbox consoles, not like, oh, I'm playing cloud gaming on my phone, therefore it's an Xbox. I'm excited to see what they're cooking up, and if you're excited too, why don't you subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be talking about it non-stop from now until the moment they reveal these things to the moment that they launch these things. Then I'm going to get my hands on one, make a bunch of videos about it. It's going to be great. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.